So I keep seeing these videos of how Trump wants to eliminate property tax, and I'm here for it. And the reason why, and I don't even own a home yet, but the reason why I want to talk about this is because the fact that when you go to a store, you buy a product, you pay taxes on that product one time. It's yours, free and clear, right? When you go to shop for a house, right, they tell you, oh, the house includes the land and all this stuff, and it's X amount of dollars, interest and all that stuff. Well, according to the government, you paid for that home, you own that home. Um, to the point where if law enforcement wanted to step on your property, they would need your permission to do so. Because the government sees it as your property, your home. So why would you continue paying on something you already purchased? Now I can understand if you're financing it, you're not fully purchased it yet. Okay, that makes sense. It's like layaway, right? Basically. You're continually throwing money at something that you want to own. So yeah, by all means, put that property tax to good use there. But once you own it free and clear, why would you continue to pay on something you already own? That makes no sense. That's a scam. Like, for real. Okay? And it's interesting, some guys are like, these video people, content creators are all like, oh, well, if this happens, then it's going to create this divide of class. So I've got news for you. There's always been a divide of class. This isn't going to change that. Okay? It's a mindset, mentality wise, and all that stuff. And if you want to live in a well, they're a better class, or I'm a better class, then fine, you do you, boo boo. But to continually fearmonger other people for likes and views, like, what is wrong with you? Is this one guy was talking about how, oh well, if Florida gets rid of property tax, then the price of milk in Miami is gonna go way up, and I'm like, okay, and then I guess that didn't he felt that didn't hit hard enough for his audience, so then he goes further. He says, if Florida, removes property tax in the state of Florida, that will cause Illinois, Delaware, New York, and all these other states to have higher sales tax. I'm sorry, what? States operate separately from the federal government. So why would you bunch whatever Florida's doing into another state? That's not a thing. I get that some states will watch other states and how things pan out, and hey, let's adopt this and see how this works out. But majority of the time they don't, because people vote on things, they don't want certain things. But I mean, I would think that if you're a homeowner, right, or at least attempting to be one, you're not going to want to continue paying taxes on something you're going to outright own. Just wow, people. It's a scam. This business of, oh, well, the government's giving you this, you're basically paying rent to the government every year for the land that your house is on. And then I looked up this thing, right, where, well, what if, you purchase your home out free and clear and all that stuff, and then for whatever reason, the IRS says you owe X amount of dollars for property tax and you haven't paid it, and so then they say that they can come, and because of eminent domain and all this stuff, they can actually come and take your land. And I'm like, well, what if, you hire people who are, they're home movers, right? Big trucks, big heavy haulers, and you basically uproot your home and you put it on their trucks and you move it somewhere else. Okay? And it said that, oh, it doesn't matter. What the government will do is, if you put your home on wheels, right? That's not what I was trying to get at, but if you put your home on wheels, the moment that it's on a movable platform, then apparently they can go after you for vehicle tax. See, so basically, I'm bringing this up because basically the government is they're going to come for you. Whether you make your home into a tiny home on wheels or whatever the deal is, they're going to come for you for taxes, and they're gonna just hardline it, and they're gonna seize whatever they can seize, and that can't happen. Where is America's freedom in that? So, where is our freedom? The American dream is a myth. If you continually buy into this concept where you have to continually pay rent to the government to live on your land that you've purchased free and clear. Just want to throw that out there because that's exactly what's happening. There's no freedom in that. You know, the powers that be are saying, well, I'll allow you to live on the land that I'm lending to you. That's basically what that is. It's a puppeteer crap. There's no freedom in that. Freedom. And I get it. Some people who come from other countries are like, oh, you're so free over here. And why compared to what they ran from? I understand. I do. Maybe not on their level, but I get the concept of it. But to truly be free is to have ownership. And if you don't have ownership of your own property, what's the point? Like, seriously. Like, okay, so, like, eminent domain, this is wild. So, the other day I was talking to AI, and it was saying, he's like, oh, no, with the government, they can't just simply go in there and seize your property. I was like, that's not true. And so I brought up this eminent domain stuff, and it literally talks about how they can, if they're doing a public project, and they need to go through your land to create an infrastructure for freeways, highways, and byways, they can come in, they'll offer you money, to sell your property and such. And if you deny it, if you refuse the sale of it, they can just come in and take it. Seriously, eminent domain. So, that's interesting. Okay, it kind of brings me back to when, settlers came to America and they were negotiating with the Indians, right? The Indians, Native Americans, and since, they weren't getting exactly what they wanted from them, they're like, well, we're just going to take it. The difference in that transaction is that they fought for it, right? They fought for it. Hardcore fought. War happened. And that's no different than any other country that fought for land and territory. There's nothing wrong with that. But what eminent domain does is they're not fighting for your land. They're just going to say, here's an offer, and if you don't take it, we're going to take it anyways. We're going to take your stuff anyways, just because we can. That's not okay. That's not freedom. Sorry, that's not freedom. What I do think is interesting, there are some cases where the government had thrown like millions at people and say, oh, we need this land because we're going to build this, that, and you're in the middle of it, and everybody else is sold, and da-da-da-da. But there's actual communities that will stand up and say no more. And if enough of them come forward and say that, they end up having to build around those homes. Just saying. We have a voice. God gave us a voice. It's about time we used it.